guys, welcome to Charmy's Bookcase, where I, Charmy Terrell, review and discuss books I've read. In this video, we'll be discussing my top 10 books of 2024. My goal last year was to read 30 books, and I ended up reading, drumroll please, 40. I read 40 books. Out of the 40 books, I'll be discussing my top 10. I was going to talk about all 40 books, but that would take too long and I ain't got time for that. I will give a brief summary of each book without any spoilers and my rating for each book. There was one book that I did not finish, and I haven't been able to finish this book for like 2 years now, which was Sarah J. Maas's House of Sky and Breath. This book is like 800 pages, and I'm on page 200 and something. It's not like I haven't read big books before. Like I read The Priory of the Orange Tree, and that's a heavy book, but I just can't get into this one, which is why I've been trying to read it for 2 years, but I haven't been able to finish it. But I will, someday, eventually. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. Number 1, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This book is a young adult fantasy novel, and it's actually the first of a very long series. I do want to read the rest of the books, but I just haven't gone to them yet. This book follows many POVs. The most important one is a girl named Vil, who is Mistborn, a person with enhanced abilities. She joins a group determined to bring down their evil fascist government. It's a very revolutionary book. The magic system is very complicated and complex, so be prepared to reread a lot. Overall, I really enjoyed the characters and the story as a whole. I also really like the fighting scenes. My favorite character is Kelsier, which I feel like is everyone's favorite character, but mostly I like him because he reminds me of Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The Davenports by Crystal Marquis. Now, I did discuss this book in another video of mine, so right now I'm not going to give you like a whole summary and stuff like that, but I will give you like a little tidbit. This book is a young adult historical fiction novel that follows 4 different protagonists. Olivia and Helen Davenport, sisters, their maid, Emmy Rose Shepherd, and Olivia's best friend, Ruby Tremaine. All 4 girls are trying to navigate the social norms of Chicago in the 1910s as Black elites. This book kind of reminds me of Black Bridgerton, if it was like the book version, not the TV version. It's filled with love triangles and scheming, and of course the fake dating trope. Though the fake dating trope in this one was very one-sided. I like the way the book depicted the complexities of race relations during this time and how the Black elite were seen and treated by others. Overall, I really enjoyed this book, which is saying a lot because I really don't care for romance novels, but I really did enjoy this one. I give it a 4.5 stars. Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. This book is a young adult fantasy novel that centers around a girl named Vanya, an abandoned girl who is taken in by 2 goddesses, Death and Fortune. To escape her life of poverty, she begins to steal from the rich and elite. But when she steals from another goddess, she is cursed, turning into rubies and gems till she either dies or breaks the curse. I love the artwork in this book, the cover, the illustrations. It's a very aesthetically pleasing book to look at. The main character is a badass, but she also has issues that are very relatable. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury. This book is a young adult mystery horror novel. The story follows 2 heroines, Daisy and Brittany. Daisy has the ability to see dead people, a power she hates, especially when her and her mother inherit a mansion in the middle of nowhere, filled with ghosts. She is compelled to find out the secrets of this haunted mansion. A decade later, Brittany has her own paranormal investigation series and starts investigating Daisy's disappearance and trying to figure out what really happened to her. This book is a chilling read that left me guessing the entire time. Though Daisy made me mad most of the time, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. This book really gives me Hill House or Hunting of Bly Manor vibe, but with Black people. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. The Last Cultista by Dana Huguera. This book is a young adult science fiction novel that follows a girl named Petra, who along with her family was selected to leave Earth when it is discovered that a comet will hit and destroy everything. Her family is selected for their scientific background, which will be useful to establish human civilization on other planets. Petra loves stories and storytelling, but when she awakes, a faction of the survivors take over the mission to control the new population, erasing everything about Earth. Her family is taken away from her, and she tries hard to keep on to memory of her past alive. The main reason I wanted to read this book was the cover. I just absolutely love the cover. It's so beautifully designed. I love the colors. It's so vibrant and pleasing to look at. And then I heard it was good and then I decided to read it. I really love the premise of the book, and also the characters weren't annoying. This book was a 4 out of 5 stars for me. Raybearer by Jordan F. Rico. This book is a young adult fantasy novel that centers around Tarisai, whose mother created her to kill the crown prince of the nation. She imbues her with magic in order for her to get close to the prince. But Tarisai becomes good friends with the prince and is conflicted with the tasks before her. This book is very fast-paced. There is never a dull moment. I will say that I enjoyed the second half of the book more than the first half. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. The Book of the Night Woman by Marlon James. This book is an adult historical fiction novel that focuses on a slave woman named Lilith, born on a Jamaican sugar plantation. She joins a group of women planning on a revolt against their master. Now, I did discuss this book in another video, so I won't go too much into it, but I will say that this book is very graphic and does not shy away from violence. So if you can't handle violence, or if you're like the faint of heart, I do not recommend this book for you. This book pulled on my heartstrings. I was flipping between mad and sad through the entire book. I was even crying at one point. The story is so compelling and emotional, but I will say the ending is very realistic. Sad, but realistic. I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. And before I get to the top 3, here are some honorable mentions. The Shades of Magic Trilogy by V.E. Schwab. A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light. From the first book, I couldn't put this series down. I love the writing style, the magic system, the characters, everything. I enjoy everything V.E. Schwab writes. Well, except for The Fragile Threads of Power. The book was okay, but it wasn't my favorite, even though it is set in the same series as A Shade of Magic. This series follows multiple characters, but the main two is Kelmesh and a woman named Lila Bard. The two get stuck together by chance and must fight evil to save the world from a dark forest. Out of all 3 books, I would say the first one, A Darker Shade of Magic, is my favorite. With it receiving 5 stars from me, the only 5-star book I did last year. I think the second book, A Gathering of Shadows, was its weakest, and the third, A Conjuring of Light, is probably like in the middle for me, both in which received 4 stars. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are my favorite books I read of 2024. What were your favorites? Did we read the same books? Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified every time we drop new content. If you want to follow us on our social medias, they'll be linked in the description box below. Bye! See you next time!